Hello, BookTube. We're back. Believe it or not, with another book haul. We went to the Brattle Bookshop in Boston. If you watch my channel, you know about the Brattle Bookshop. And the whole way there, both of us were just spontaneously out loud saying, I can't believe we're doing this.
No, but we had to go. You had your project. He hasn't been there in a couple weeks. Typically, we meet there when I come and visit. I go from the airport. So we hadn't been yet. So we had to go. We had to check that box.
And it was a fun visit. I mean, it's not just the books. The Brattle, people there, and everybody's friendly, even to me. so it was worth it. But it's more.
They pull me aside, ask if I need help.
Show us where the strange man touched you.
Blink, blink if you're.
So we thought we'd do another combined book haul. But, a word of warning first. Several thousand of you have pointed out how mind-numbingly boring David's books are, and it's
not getting better.
It's hurting his feelings. So I want us all to golf clap for all the mind-numbingly tedious books he got this time.
Lie to me. Tell me it's interesting.
So you want to start? Oh my God! All right. I didn't say it would be easy, but we're going to humor him. And we're going to have to start hard with the first book.
Yes, so this is a biography of Joseph Schumpeter by Richard Swedberg. I've never heard of this one. So Joseph Schumpeter was an Austrian economist from the last century, most famous for his book Capitalism, Socialism, and Democracy. I think it was published in 1943. I might have that wrong. But his best book, in my opinion, my favorite book of his is History of Economic Analysis. I probably did it. Well, let me rephrase this. You wouldn't grab this book, not only because you're not interested, but because there is really only one biography of Schumpeter you need, and it's called Profit of Innovation. I'm blanking on the author's name. But I'm a big Schumpeter fan, so I'm going to grab everything I can find on him.
What is his famous concept? Isn't there
creative destruction.
Creative destruction, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And Schumpeter was very much a master of his subject, which comes through, especially when you read his History of Economic Analysis. But I'll confess, there is a reason that we don't read his book on business cycles anymore, his real technical stuff. It isn't accidental that it's Capitalism, Socialism, and Democracy and his History of Thought that we go to.
Why?
Well,
I can't believe I'm
asking,
but I'm actually...
I know, I'm so glad you asked.
Why? I mean, it's...
Yeah, well, so
it's not faulty.
He was... so I said he's an Austrian economist, although he wasn't within what we call a school, the Austrian School of Economics. He was kind of a fellow traveler. So when he was doing his technical work, he tried to do it in the same way that the new upcoming mathematical economists were doing it, and he just wasn't doing it as well. So we go to Paul Samuelson and people. That's the work that we go to from this era that was done in that style, not Schumpeter's.
So are there books of his that aren't good?
Well, define good. I mean,
well, are they not sound?
Not as sound as other books. No, I mean this is. I could go into business cycle theory, but I'm not going to.
Well, I also went deep with 2 science fiction novels. Alan Dean Foster. These are in perfect condition. They were right there on the shelf. These are 2 of my favorite things by Alan Dean Foster. Nor Crystal Tears is a Frank's novel. This is First Contact novel. Really, really well done. And For Love of Mother Not is his 2 characters, the young man. A young man named Flinks and his mini dragon Pip. And this is the story of how they meet. These came out, I think, at relatively the same time. 1983, and this is probably the same. 1982, yeah. So these were, I get them. I find these whenever I can because they're, all of Alan Dean Foster, I think, is rereadable. But I love these most of all. So we'll go from the absurd to the...
Well, this is also absurd. But so this is another biography of, I guess, another economist. This is Karl Marx, Greatness and Illusion by Gareth Stedman Jones. This is one of the few proper biographies, I guess I would say, of Karl Marx. A lot of them tend to be more intellectual biographies or works on his thought. There aren't that many straight up biographies of him. So I think this is actually probably the one that you want if you're looking for them.
But why did you make that semi-qualification about him being an economist? You wouldn't describe him that way?
He wasn't really trained as an economist. I mean, that's also not how schooling worked in Germany at the time. I guess I would reluctantly. Yeah.
Why reluctantly, though?
He's bad. Anyway, he was a philosopher before he was an economist.
He wouldn't have called himself an economist?
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Well, I don't have any.
Although what's funny about that is, if you were, we do consider him an economist. He is a classical economist. Whereas when you say that, you think of David Ricardo, but his price theory is Ricardian.
Yeah, I was just thinking of David Ricardo. No, that shouldn't be your reaction. It shouldn't be mine. Fascinating. That's fascinating. I got a murder mystery. Total mystery to me why I got this. This is Freeman Wills Croft. This is Golden Ashes. These green penguin crime labels. And the reason it's a mystery is because I have never liked a mystery by this guy. I keep trying because he had a big career. Once upon a time, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, had a lot of fans. And this is one I haven't read, so I will give it another try. I will keep going until I maybe see. I love murder mysteries anyway, so I'll gladly try it again. But every one of his that I read is just so boring. But boring should be a good segue.
Yeah, I know, and we're still going with the fiction-nonfiction split. I didn't grab any novels, I don't think.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, this is great. This is the Essential Russell Kirk Selected Essays. I have never seen this volume before. I have one or two volumes of collected works by Kirk at home. I have the great biography, some other things. But no, I've never seen this, so I'll be curious to see what's in it. I don't know if I should go on about conservative intellectual history here, but...
Wow, look at that thing. Who is that?
George...
Who did it? Is that Harvard?
Oh, the ISI?
What the...
What is that? Institute? Oh gosh, it sounds so
Institute will be in it. Somewhere, Institute will be in it. Oh, Intercollegiate Studies Institute. Okay. Intercollegiate Studies Institute in Wilmington, Delaware.
I've never heard of it. So
one of the few places that we didn't go use book hunting this weekend. It was Delaware. We never got there. And then I got another murder mystery. Never heard of it before. These green penguin crimes very seldom let me down. Dead Lion by John and Emery Bonnet. And there is John and Emery Bonnet on the back. And I have a suspicion that John wrote the back cover copy and not Emery. Because it says John, besides having imagination and plot sense, had also grammar, spelling, and a sense of humor. And from the time they met, he has done most of the spade work on her stories. It seems like something that an overcompensating husband would say, but I don't know anything about this team. Never read a mystery by them. So.
Okay, this is maybe a little more exciting than economics and politics. This is When France Fell, The Vichy Crisis, and the Fate of the Anglo-American Alliance by Michael Snyberg.
Why do I know that name?
I don't know if it says what else he did here.
The Furies?
He has a book on Potsdam.
This is older, so...
Yeah, I don't know.
I swear he did... I know this name. Well, anyway, I don't know this book.
Yeah, so like I said, it's the Vichy Crisis, the Fate of the Anglo-American Alliance. So what I'm interested here is to see how much he covers of Vichy versus just the fall of France, which is what tends to get focused on, and then Vichy is more of a footnote in bigger histories a lot of the time. So you have the strategic earthquake of the fall of France, which on paper shouldn't have happened. France was more motorized than Germany was, had a bigger air force than Germany did, and things like that. And so I guess I don't have too much to say about this because I don't know a lot about it. So I'll see what line he takes. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
disconcertingly concise. It's
Yeah.
kind of a big subject for 200 pages.
Photograph in
Oh, look at that!
I don't know where that is. Yeah.
Well, I have nonfiction. Now I'm on to nonfiction. I found this. I love this volume. I'm going to have to sort of take care of this, but this is Abigail Adams Hommins, and this is Educated by Uncles, where she's from the Adams family. She talks about some of the Adams men that she knew, including the super hottie up at the top there is a young Henry Adams. And this is our author and her pug. just
That's a great picture.
Yeah, it's just a withered old battle axe with a ton of great family stories. I like this. I like this book. I don't know how much of it I trust. I'm not sure that it would be of any interest to you. I mean, who in their
Something
right
that
mind
exciting? No. Yeah.
who would volunteer to be trapped in a room with a blasted gas bag just endlessly going on?
Not sober. And then
wow.
more
Look at this.
sort of the same. This is The Collapse of the Third Republic, an inquiry into the fall of France in 1940 by William Shire, who you know probably from The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, and then also The Nightmare Years, too. I haven't read this book by him. I think this is maybe the only thing by him I haven't read. So again, work on the fall of France. I think the standard work you see a lot of time is this, or I think it's called To Lose a Battle, which is a good one-volume history of it as well. So
This thing you always see in that fat, white, mass market paperback.
yeah, and I've never seen this before. That's the one that I've seen before. So this is going to be great. And again, just a huge strategic earthquake. I don't know how to emphasize that more. Arguably, more significant in terms of how things are going to be aligned than Pearl Harbor. I've seen that argument made too.
And
Yeah.
inexplicable. You're right.
It
shouldn't
is.
have
It
happened.
shouldn't have worked. Yeah.
This is a segue from a conversation. The book conversation has been flowing fast and steady here. I found the Norton Critical Edition of Ben Franklin's autobiography. So again, you have the text at the front and then essays in the back. For something like this, I would probably skip the text, just study the essays. But these old Norton Criticals, I didn't have it. So this is the instructor's desk copy. Okay.
That didn't have writing in it, did it?
No, I checked. There was a book at the shop today that I wanted. I would have taken it, but it was written in.
Yeah, I saw one too, and I'm trying to think of what it was. It had the flipping neon yellow highlighting.
You gotta check.
I hate that.
You gotta check.
Pencil I don't mind. If it's not too much, you can erase it, or sometimes it's interesting, but the neon highlighting I hate. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so my last book is Iron Kingdom, The Rise and Downfall of Prussia. So I have a very European haul here. This is from 2006? I think something like that, and I haven't read this. I've been meaning to get it forever, and I didn't see a copy, remarkably, anywhere else we went, so I was glad to run into it.
Do you have his other book on the kickoff of World War I?
I don't think so, no.
What's that called?
I don't know.
Sleepwalkers?
No, that's not him.
I don't
What
remember.
does it say?
It's just like the Nyberg thing. It came after. This.
Oh.
And I can't remember it. Oh my god! All right, well, all right. Well, I've only got a couple more. The next one is a set here. Page Smith's 2-volume biography of John Adams. You often see this in a box with Adams' portrait on it, but Page Smith is gone, not remembered, not reprinted, just a phantom from the past. He was a student of Samuel Eliot Morison. He learned from Samuel Eliot Morison how to write really good history. If you're at your used bookstore or a yard sale or something, you see his multi-volume history of America. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. And then a classic, The Demons by Dostoevsky. The
I've never seen
hardcover
that
with the deckled edges. This is the Perrier and Volkonsky translation. I always see this. When I see it at the shop, it's usually a trade paperback. So I saw the hardcover. I grabbed it. And there you go. There you go. Another book haul. The last one. Right?
Yeah, this is it. I'm I'm out tomorrow. So on the way to the airport, I somehow stumble on.
But that
which happened yesterday.
That happened yesterday, so that's not exactly.
I went to go mail books to myself home back in the Midwest, and on the way back, I stumbled in some hippy-dippy record shop, and downstairs they had a bunch of books, and
I couldn't believe it when you came back with a bag of books.
Yeah, I came back in the rain with a bag of books, which was a metaphor of some kind. I don't know.
Cloudburst yesterday.
Yeah.
Went from just a normal day to bucketing down rain, and then stopped on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, that is our bookish adventures.
That was it. Yeah. So we went to 2 on Wednesday, right? We went to 2.
The used book superstore. We went.
Then we went to one before that.
Oh right, the Book Rack in Arlington,
there
and the used book superstore, and nothing else. Right? No. We didn't do anything else.
No, and then we came back, and then on Thursday we went to the book barn, and that you can count that as 1 or 3, I guess.
Whole day, a 9 to 5 day.
And then yesterday I stumbled on one more, and then today was the Brattle. I think that's going to be it. No Harvard bookstore this time. No
Harvard
Raven.
bookstore.
No, yeah. Yeah. I need to go work.
Yes.
Get some money so I can do this again.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah. So we'll wrap this up.
Yes, this was brief compared to yesterday. So sorry.
And after this, it'll just be me and the bean. So.
All right, thanks, Book.
We'll see you later. Thank you, BookTube.